Yes, my friends, things are heating up behind the scenes and in the Atlanta Falcons front office. Coach Raheem Morris and GM Terry Fontenot are keeping an eye on the market and how to adjust the team for next season. But with cap space tight, it's becoming more challenging to make any decisions about bringing someone to the team. Tell me in the comments below. Should Fontenot and Raheem Morris stay, or should they say goodbye to the Falcons? I want to hear from you, and be sure to click that like button because I'll keep you well informed here. Now, we need to talk about something very important that has been on our minds. Let's start with the latest on the Falcons' defensive coordinator search. The team is actively interviewing candidates, and two big names have emerged: Wink Martindale and Lou Anarumo. Martindale, who spent last season with Michigan and previously served as the Giants' defensive coordinator, has a long history of success, especially during his time with the Ravens. Anarumo, on the other hand, has helped the Bengals reach back-to-back AFC championship games and has been praised for his adjustments and leadership in the game. The Falcons must comply with the NFL's Rooney Rule, which requires the team to interview at least one minority outside candidate for the position before making a hire. That search is critical, especially after the defense finished near the bottom in several key categories last season, ranking 23rd in yards allowed and 31st in sacks. It's clear that major changes are needed, and the next hire has to be a game changer for this unit. Now, shifting gears to free agency, Pro Football Focus has suggested an intriguing potential signing for the Falcons: Cowboys cornerback Jordan Lewis. With the Falcons limited in cap space after signing Kirk Cousins, they'll need to be strategic. Lewis, a former third-round pick out of Michigan, has solid experience at the nickel position and brings physical tackling skills and reliability in coverage. His ability to play multiple roles in the secondary makes him a smart and cost-effective option to replace D. Alford, who hits free agency in March. But the Falcons face tough decisions beyond just cornerback. Mike Hughes, Lorenzo Carter, and Justin Simmons are all set to hit free agency, which means the defensive roster could look very different in 2025. General Manager Terry Fontenot has hinted at the possibility of trading back in the draft to gain more picks, as the team currently has just 3 selections. The Falcons' defense needs talent and depth, so expect a mix of smart free agent signings and strategic draft moves in the coming months. Turning to the defensive coordinator search, there are a few other interesting names linked to the position. Steve Wilks, fresh off helping the 49ers reach the Super Bowl, is a strong candidate. He's familiar with the NFC South from his time as the Panthers head coach and brings a wealth of experience. Robert Saleh, currently with the Jets, is another intriguing name. While he's expected to be linked to San Francisco, Atlanta could offer a fresh start and a chance to rebuild a young defense. Rex Ryan's name has also come up. While he's been out of coaching and working as an analyst, his defensive mind and fiery personality could inject much-needed energy into this unit. Finally, Dennis Allen, the former Saints head coach, is another veteran option. While his track record as a head coach is mixed, his success as a defensive coordinator is undeniable, especially considering the talent he's maximized in New Orleans. So, Falcons fans, the big question is, who would you like to see leading the defense next season? Should the Falcons go with an experienced name like Wilks or take a chance on someone younger with potential? What about Jordan Lewis? Would he be a good fit for this secondary? Now, let's dive into some exclusive Falcons news from the wide receivers room. The Falcons came up just 8 yards short of making franchise history last season. Drake London and Darnell Mooney were electrifying, nearly becoming the first Falcons wide receiver duo to surpass 1,000 yards in a single season since 2012. When Roddy White and Julio Jones lit up the field. London finished the season with an impressive 1,271 yards, while Mooney finished close behind with 992 yards after missing the season finale with a shoulder injury. So close, yet so impactful. Offensive coordinator Zach Robinson had nothing but praise for the dynamic duo, highlighting their complementary skill sets, high football IQ, and relentless competitive drive. He called them a joy to coach, noting how their passion for the game elevates the entire team's performance. That's exactly the kind of firepower you want leading the charge for this offense. And let's not forget, these two put up those numbers while adjusting to not one but two quarterbacks throughout the season. Kirk Cousins led the way through Week 15 before rookie Michael Penix Jr. took over for the final stretch. Despite the changes under center, London hit a career high and Mooney posted his second-best season ever, just narrowly missing the 1,000-yard milestone he hit with the Bears back in 2021. Penix himself recently praised both London and Mooney, calling them some of the best in the league. High praise from a young quarterback still finding his rhythm in the NFL. Now, the big question is, what does the future hold for this WR room? Key returners for 2025 include London, Mooney, Ray McLeod III, Casey Washington, and Chris Blair. However, there are free agent decisions looming. Rondale Moore, who was acquired in the Desmond Ridder trade with Arizona, showed promise but was sidelined for the entire 2024 season after a knee injury in training camp. The upside is still there if the Falcons decide to bring him back. Wide receivers coach Ike Hilliard has spoken highly of Moore's potential, calling him a downfield threat with great hands and impressive yards after catch ability. His injury was a blow, but there's optimism he could be a factor next season if healthy. So, Falcons fans, what do you think? Should the team bring back Moore and let him prove himself? Or should they focus on the draft or free agency to bolster the WR depth? Drop your thoughts in the comments. What a year for Robinson, right? The guy was unstoppable, racking up 1,456 rushing yards, third in the entire NFL. He was carrying the rock with authority, averaging 4.8 yards per carry on a massive 304 attempts. But it wasn't just about the yards. He hit the end zone a team-high 15 times, with 14 rushing touchdowns and 1 through the air. Absolute dominance. And let's not forget Tyler Allgeier. He might not get the same spotlight, but his contributions were clutch. Allgeier added 644 rushing yards, more than any other backup running back who didn't start a single game this season. The guy just grinds out yards and was crucial in keeping defenses on their toes. Remember that Angry Runs nomination after his bulldozing 18-yard gain in Week 6? That was vintage Allgeier. Together, Robinson and Allgeier powered the Falcons to 2,132 rushing yards this season. That's the third straight year Atlanta has topped the 2,000-yard mark on the ground, something that's only happened 18 times in franchise history. And get this, Robinson accounted for nearly 70% of that production in just his second season. Talk about a rising star. Now, here's the big question heading into 2025. Can Robinson sustain this workload? The guy had 365 touches, second only to Saquon Barkley across the league. Those Barkley comparisons? Spot on. Robinson finished fourth in the NFL in yards from scrimmage with 1,887, proving he can handle a massive workload. But let's be real, those touches add up, and staying healthy long-term will be key for his career longevity. The good news? Falcons GM Terry Fontenot is already on it. He's made it clear the team plans to be smart with Robinson's usage while keeping him at peak performance. Fontenot praised his work ethic and how Robinson takes care of his body, calling him a special player and an even better young man. What's next for this backfield? With more stability at quarterback next season, Robinson might not need to carry quite as much of the load, but if he does, he's more than proven he's up for it. Falcons fans, what do you think? Can Robinson keep up this elite production? Will Tyler Allgeier continue to be the perfect complement? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, don't forget, smash that like button and subscribe for all the latest Falcons updates. Rise up! Go Falcons!